to a very relevant topic today, insider threat. So many of the recent hacks have been instances of insider initiated or aided hacks. To help us understand the threat and the possible solutions, we have cyber and GRC expert Carrie Jabs. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Ashley.
So, first, Carrie, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background in cyber and compliance?
Sure. So my expertise is in cybersecurity, risk, and compliance. I have over 20 years experience in global regulatory compliance and advisory, specializing in PCI DSS and managing risk assessments for large organizations. I spent the first half of my career managing and assessing PCI compliance security programs as a PCI internal security assessor. I've built and managed a global compliance program that provided advisory and cybersecurity support across the organization to ensure that regulatory obligations were met. And then for the last 4 years, I've been working as a cybersecurity advisor, helping CISOs develop security program roadmaps and reports for their board and risk committee meetings. I also have helped them to prioritize remediation efforts and understand business objectives by analyzing their risk and maturity assessment results. In May of this year, I completed a Master's of Science in Global Security, Conflict, and Cybercrime from NYU, and I also have an MBA with an emphasis in IT and a bachelor's in communications.
Perfect. So let's jump into it. So, what is insider threat?
So I would define insider threat as a security risk or threat to an organization that originates maybe from one or more individuals who operate within the organization, such as an employee or contractor or other supply chain partner. And those individuals can have access to the organization's systems and data and physical location. Access that's given to the individuals could pose a threat if their credentials are compromised and could cause harm to an organization's security and operations. I think that insider threats are not always the result of malicious intent. They can arise from simple human errors, such as somebody clicking on a phishing link in an email, or the misconfiguration of a system or network device, or accidentally sharing sensitive information.
And would you say this is a big risk?
Yes, the impact of insider threats, whether intentional or unintentional, pose various risks that in a worst case scenario can result in lawsuits, fines, loss of intellectual property, and reputational damage. There can be many motivations behind insider threat, such as political activism, financial gains, competition, or even corporate espionage.
So, isn't this what the cybersecurity and cyber regulations like SOX is supposed to address?
Yes, most of the cybersecurity regulations and compliance standards today address insider threats by requiring that organizations implement specific measures to prevent, detect, and respond to threats that are both internal and external. Regulations can help organizations establish frameworks for managing insider risks to ensure data security. And I think in addition to user access management, other ways that cyber regulations address insider threats is by requiring audit and monitoring programs, vendor vulnerability management programs, and most importantly, requiring that individuals are properly trained and qualified to perform their jobs.
So, would you say these compliance measures can be a good step to helping mitigate insider threat if they're executed correctly?
Definitely. And also regular monitoring and conducting insider threat risk assessments.
And identity controls, they're listed in compliance measures like SOX, right?
Yes. So identity controls play a crucial role in mitigating insider threats by helping organizations manage and monitor user identities and access to their systems and data. So these controls focus on verifying the identity of users and ensuring they have appropriate access privileges by monitoring their activities. Although SOX primarily focuses on financial reporting and auditing requirements, it does address identity controls in several ways, such as requiring segregation of duties, assessment of internal controls, including access controls, as well as auditor attestations that should include validation of identity and access management.
Okay, so that's where UATest comes in. So, Garrett, what are your thoughts?
No, perfect. That's a great lead-in. As Carrie has said straight out, SOX and the others, be it SOC 2, HIPAA, High Trust, etc., all have identity controls. They're all saying To be secure and thus compliant, you have to be able to govern the roles and entitlements that you're giving access to the secure data. That's PII for financials, PHI for the healthcare, and CUI for the defense. UAttest is that product that bolts right into your existing identities and then performs the tough stuff. It does do your segregation of duties, as Carrie mentioned. That is, no straight out that someone in finance shouldn't be in sales. It's configurable to your environment, and it's also conducts, and the main thing is all your painful user access reviews. The whole concept of insider threat is we have to block the segregation of duties, execute in that, and implement what's called the principle of least privilege. Give people only the access they should have to do their jobs and not more. Otherwise, you run into risk and you run into security problems. And that's where UAttest comes in. We automate all those processes for even the smallest of companies and scale to millions.
Perfect. Thanks, Garrett. So, Carrie, can you tell the audience how to get a hold of you?
Yeah, the best way to get a hold of me is to email me at carriejobs@gmail.com.
Perfect. So at UAttest, you can contact us at info@uattest.com, and we'll get you going on your identity audits to reduce your exposure to insider threat. Thank you so much for being with us, Carrie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you both so much.
Thanks a lot.